This course is designed to support beginning readers as they learn about common vowel team conventions for representing long vowel sounds. This course builds on an understanding of open, closed, and silent E syllables that have been taught in the lessons for the course for Standard 1, 3B on open and closed syllables, and the first part of Standard 1, 3C on silent E syllables. Through systematic, focused instruction on flexible use of common syllable patterns, students develop important strategies for reading longer words. In Syllable Types, a strategy for reading multisyllabic words by Mary Knight McKenna, the research shows that knowing syllable types helps struggling readers to decode long words. Teaching syllable types belongs in a comprehensive literacy program for English language learners who are at risk for reading problems, and that teacher knowledge of syllable types is needed for teachers to effectively teach reading. Every word has one or more syllables, and every syllable contains one vowel sound. Some vowel sounds are spelled with two or more letters, and together create a new sound. These letters form a vowel team. The often taught rule, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, is wrong more often than it is correct for many vowel teams. However, 90% of the time, vowel teams EE, EA, AY, AI, and OA are namer vowels, and together make the long vowel sound of the first vowel. The EA vowel team has the most exceptions. The learning objective for this course is that readers will learn about common vowel teams that make long vowel sounds. The student objective is that I can read words with EE, EA, OA, AI, and AY vowel teams. The focus standard for this course is RF 1-3C, No Common Vowel Team Conventions for Representing Long Vowel Sounds. Another standard that is addressed is Reading Foundational Skills 1-4, Read with Sufficient Accuracy and Fluency to Support Comprehension. Allow 30 minutes for the first lesson, and then 5 to 10 minutes for follow-up practice on subsequent days as needed. Students need to be able to identify and know the difference between vowels and consonants. Before teaching this lesson, spend time as a class and in small groups sorting letter cards into piles of consonants and vowels until students can quickly identify the difference between consonants and vowels. Another suggestion is to provide students with a short page of letters and teach them to put a small pencil dot under vowels. Before beginning this lesson, students should know and be able to identify open, closed, and silent E syllables. A portion of this lesson will involve students working in partnerships during the collaborative learning phase. During this part of the lesson, each partnership will need a roll, read, and color page, a die, and 2 different color crayons. For the independent learning phase of this lesson, each student will need a set of word cards, a sorting mat, and a pair of scissors. You will also need a copy of the poem provided in the resources. This poem should be copied or written out large enough for students to see. Additional practice pages are provided in this course. Make copies as needed. The lesson in this model is based on the gradual release model as described in detail in the book Better Learning Through Structured Teaching by Douglas Fisher and Nancy Frey. In the teacher as model phase, the lesson's purpose and goals are clearly established, and the teacher models his or her own thinking through direct explanations, modeling and thinking aloud as the students observe and listen. In the guided instruction phase, students begin to take on more of the learning responsibility through carefully chosen activities, while the teacher observes and scaffolds as needed with questions, prompts, and cues. In the collaborative learning phase, students use language skills to practice and apply their learning while interacting with their peers. In the independent learning phase, students work independently to practice applying skills and information and solidify understanding. The authors write that it is through this process of gradually assuming more and more responsibility for their learning that students become competent, independent learners. Additional brief activities to be completed on subsequent days after the lesson are suggested to help students practice and reinforce their understanding of using vowel sounds to determine the number of syllables. The follow-up activities should be spread out over several days. They are designed to be completed in a small group. The additional activities are explained after the lesson. Fisher and Frey write that teachers need to acknowledge that what we teach is complex to the learner, even if it is comparatively easier for us. It is important to establish a purpose for the lesson by telling students that as readers and as writers, we now know what each letter in the alphabet says all by itself. But did you know that sometimes letters work together too? Today we are going to discover some of the vowels that work with other letters and learn what they say. Show an enlarged copy of the Vowel Team poem from the resources. Tell students that in this poem there are words that have vowels that work with other letters to say their name. Read the poem together and then point to the word feet. Point out that there are two E's working together to make E say its name. Read to the next word play and point out the A and the Y. This is another example of a vowel working with another letter to say its name. As you move to the guided instruction phase, remember that there isn't a standard script to follow for guided instruction because the teacher's actions are predicated on what the students say and do and what that might reveal about the student's needs. Have students continue reading the poem with you and be on the lookout for more vowels that work with other letters to say their name. Record the words on a chart as you find them. Eat, treat, day, sail, boat, and away. If students find incorrect examples, remind them that they are only on the lookout for words where a vowel works with another letter to say its name. A common error would be for students to call out the word A. Remind them that although it does say its name, it isn't working with another letter in the word. Once you have found all the words, look over each word together and talk about how the two letters work together to say the first vowel's name. As time allows, or over the next few days, add a few more of the following words to your chart and read together. Stay, may, say, pray, heat, dream, bean, seat, nail, snail, tail, trail, keep, sleep, sheep, load, soap, coat, toad, and toast. Give each partnership a copy of the roll, read, color page, a die, and 2 different color crayons. Tell students they should take turns rolling the die. They should choose a word under the column of the number they have rolled and read it. If they have read it correctly, they can color in the word. They should continue to play the game until all of the words have been colored. During the collaborative learning phase, there are a number of different instructional routines used to ensure that students collaborate, but the key is that students assume increased responsibility for their learning and the learning of their peers. During independent learning, the teacher's role is to check in with students as they move forward on their own, noticing the progress and ensuring students receive feedback that serves to refine and deepen understanding. Give each student a copy of the word sort cards and a sorting mat from the resources. Model how to quickly cut the words out and then sort the words under the long vowel sound that the vowel teams make. Monitor and guide students as necessary. Discuss findings and have students read the words to you as they finish. As you are waiting for all students to finish, those that are done can search for EE, EA, AI, AY, or OA vowel teams in books and record on sticky notes. After the independent word sort and reading time, have students come back to the meeting area with a word they would like to share. This could be one of the words from the sort or one they have found in one of their books. Have students share the words they have found with a partner and then select a few words to add on to your class chart from earlier. Remind students each day to be on the lookout for these vowel teams in their reading and continue to add to the chart. As exceptions pop up, you will need to point out that sometimes these vowel teams do not always say the first vowel's name, but most often this is the best thing to try first when reading words with these vowel teams. As you teach syllable concepts, co-construct an anchor chart together to post in the classroom. Add to the chart as students learn more about syllables. Pick from the following activities to do whole group, small group, or individually as needed. As a gross motor activity, put word cards down on the floor and have students hop to the long vowel sounds you call out. Use the Vowel Team coloring sheet from the resource packet as individual practice. Use the bingo boards provided in the resource packet. Call off words from the bingo calling cards and have students mark off the words. Be sure to show the word after giving students a few minutes to find it and read the word together. For additional information on irregular reading words, please see the following resources. 6 Syllable Types, an article available on readingrockets.com by Louisa Moats and Carol Toman. Syllable Types, a strategy for reading multisyllabic words by Mary Knight McKenna. And for additional information on the framework for the gradual release of responsibility model, please see Better Learning Through Structured Teaching by Douglas Fisher and Nancy Frey.